Hi everyone, this is Rosie, and today we're going to create a card wallet holder. So let's get started. I have two versions of the card wallet holder here. This one is made out of Veg Tan Leather and this one is made out of Cork fabric. Now the one that I made from the Veg Tan Leather is, the leather itself is 1 millimeter thick, and you will be sewing through 3 layers of that leather. So you'll want to make sure, if you want to make one out of leather, that your sewing machine can accommodate the thickness of the leather here. Now I actually sewed this on my Juki DNU1541S, and we're not going to be demonstrating that one today. The construction is the same for the both of them, but I am going to be showing you how I constructed the one made out of Cork fabric. Now, just to give you an idea, I have some cards here. So you have a card slot here, and there's 2 in there right now, but it can actually hold more. Then you have this pocket down in here where if you wanted to tuck one down safely, you could do that right there. And then of course you have another card slot on this side, and you can also slip some cash right down in there. I cut out the pattern pieces for both of these wallets on my Cricut Maker. With the leather one, I used the knife blade, and for this one, I used the rotary cutter. I do have a video showing how to cut these out on the Cricut Maker. I also have an SVG file that you can download for free if you'd like to try making the wallet. The SVG file was designed to be used on the Cricut Maker, and I can tell you that it does work on the Cricut Maker, but it has not been tested on any other machines. Now, if you don't have a Cricut Maker, or you prefer to cut your pieces out on your own by hand, I do have a PDF file with all the pattern pieces on it, and that's also a free download over on my website. And you can find the link to those downloads in the description below the video. Now, the important things that you need to know about using the PDF file is that you need to set your printer to print the pattern at 100% or actual size. And on this page right here, there will be 2 pages that you're downloading. There is a 2-inch test square. So you want to measure that square from side to side and from top to bottom. And you want to measure from the outer edge to the outer edge in both directions. Also, when you're cutting out your pieces, you want to cut on the outer edge of the black line. Do not cut on the black line or inside of the black line. You're only going to be cutting along the outer edge here. So now let's talk about constructing the wallet. Here are all my pieces ready to be assembled. You want to start with these 2 pieces first, and you're going to secure this piece here with the little cutout to the exterior side. The way I like to do that is I take a little bit of glue. I'm just using some Fabri-Tac glue here. Make sure that you always follow the manufacturer's instructions when you're using this. And I'm just going to put a few beads of glue all along the very outer edge here. I'm probably not even 1/8 of an inch away from these edges. So you don't want to put down a lot of glue, you want to put down very little glue. And then once I've done that, I take the piece with the slot and I line it up. I want to make sure that I keep all of my edges very even. I don't want anything overlapping, so I look at it on all sides, and then I also look at it from this side. I just want to make sure that nothing is protruding out where it shouldn't be. Okay, then once I have that done, I can take both of these pieces and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to run a little bead of glue all the way around the outer edge. And I like to do it on this piece rather than this one because I don't know how high this piece is going to come up, so it's just easier to do it this way. And then again, I will take this piece and just lay it over the top, press it down, and again I'm just going to inspect it all around on the sides and from the exterior. And then I'm going to let that glue set up a little bit, and then I'm also going to put this one on here. I have all the pieces glued into place, and that glue is actually very strong. It holds everything together very nicely, but I always put a few extra clips in just for some extra insurance. Now, we're going to start sewing on one of these edges right here, right above the top of one of the pockets. And I am sewing on a Juki TL2010Q, and I'm using a narrow foot here, and I'm going to use the narrow foot as my edge guide. So I will be running the edge of this foot along the edge of this piece. And this foot is made by Juki, and it's called the Juki hinged zipper foot, made specifically for the TL series of their sewing machines. And I'm going to sew this with a stitch length of 4.0. So I'll just drop down my presser foot here, make sure that I'm right on that edge. And I do like to have both the top thread and the bobbin thread pulled out to the side here so that nothing gets tangled up underneath as I start sewing. And you just want to go slowly. Now when you get to the corner, the rounded corner, you want to go very slowly, and what I like to do is take one stitch, and then I'll lift my presser foot and pivot just a little bit, then I'll take another stitch. Then I lift again, and I'll take another stitch. And you only want to take one stitch at a time when you pivot. If you take more than one stitch at a time, you're going to get a jag in your line. So this will help you to get a nice smooth corner. Now I'm coming back to where I started, and I'm holding these threads aside so again nothing gets tangled. And I'll take a few stitches over my original stitching, and then I'll back stitch about 3 stitches. And that's it. So here you go. I could have done a little bit better around the corners, but I'm fighting with the camera here. So that's basically how you want to put this together. It's a very simple, fast, and easy project, and I hope that you'll give it a try. Here's our little card holder all completed. It's really a very fast and fun little project. If you're giving someone a gift card, you can put it in here. It makes a great presentation. It's great if you just need to carry a few cards with you and a little bit of cash and you want to travel lightly. And it's also good for making to sell at craft shows. So there you go. I hope that you've enjoyed this project, and I hope that you'll give it a try. Please like and subscribe.